I'm Carl Malloy, a student studying music and computer science at University of Victoria in British Columbia, Canada. I'm presenting here my new audio effect plugin, Realstretch, a live real-time time stretcher. I made this plugin in Matlab for the AES Student Plugin Competition. This effect is inspired by the Paul Stretch Extreme Time Stretch effect. My friends and I have used that effect on many projects in the past, but we're frustrated by the fact that it only works for offline processing. We wanted a version of Paul Stretch that we could use as a live real-time effect, like a guitar pedal. However, there is a fundamental problem with trying to use time stretching as a real-time effect. The output is longer than the input. I spent a lot of time thinking about how to overcome that problem, and after many failed attempts, I came up with this solution. This system uses a modified circular buffer with a non-continuous non-linear write methodology that allows the system to periodically compensate for the size mismatch between the input and the output. The Paul Stretch algorithm works by reading data from the buffer, taking an FFT, randomizing the phase information, performing an inverse FFT, and then sending that to the output. The time stretch occurs because the FFT analysis hop size is smaller than the synthesis hop size. While that process happens continuously, a level detector analyzes the audio input. When the activation threshold is crossed, the write pointer for the buffer synchronizes to the read pointer, and audio is written to the buffer until the level falls below the deactivation threshold. Then this process repeats. The periodic resynchronization between this buffer read and write processes is necessary because the read or output process iterates through the buffer at a slower rate than the write or input process. These resynchronizations compensate for the fact that the output is longer than the input and also leads to a time stretcher that behaves the way one would like in a live real-time setting. As soon as a note is played, the stretched version begins to play back. This system allows for what is, as far as I know, the first live real-time time stretcher audio effect. The stretch factor can be adjusted from 1x to 20x. At 1x, the sound still has its phase information randomized. At small window sizes, this is called whisperization. This is whisperization, with a small window size, and with a large window size, and a 20x stretch. The release parameter can be used to adjust the sensitivity of the level detection. At a high value, the level detector is very sensitive and resynchronization jumps will occur more frequently. So, a fast sequence of sounds will be stretched in parallel. At a low value, the level detector is less sensitive and resynchronization jumps will occur less frequently. In this situation, a fast sequence of sounds will be stretched sequentially. An adjustable low-pass filter has been added for filtering any high-frequency content that may be added in the stretch process. The window size can be adjusted to affect the tone of the stretch and the amount of time smearing that occurs due to the phase randomization. A small window size and a large window size with all other settings the same. I began working on this effect during the summer of 2020. Development proceeded quickly since the Matlab audio toolbox allows you to focus most of your time on the algorithm instead of the structure of the plugin. I would like to thank my classmates Jordy Shear, Keonju Lee, and my supervisor Kirk McNally for the help in testing and refining the effect. I would also like to thank AES and MathWorks for putting on this competition. And thank you for your interest in my effect.